Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tom Sidney Bushnell, aka Numbers. Welcome to Sight Club. I've got Tarot by Janine here in the house. How are you, Janine?
Good. How are you, Tom?
Yeah, doing really good. Coming into Easter, we've got the festive season, so lots of different things with all of that. But wishing everyone a happy Easter, okay, I've got some quick fire. People always seem to like it when we do the kind of celebrity famous people kind of where they're at on the board. It's always entertaining, so, and it's always revealing. So I've got a few questions I wanted to kick off with. There's a footballer, a soccer player, used to play for Manchester United. He's named Eric Cantona. Don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he retired from football about 20 years ago. All of a sudden at the top of his game, and then he stopped playing. It's come to me this week that maybe he may be a white hat, because he's someone that could have probably gone on even bigger in the game, but kind of just stopped dead in his tracks and just kind of got out of it. And he wore this T-shirt, which I want to show to you. And this is part of my thinking of why maybe he might be a white hat. So this is on his Instagram. I don't know if you can see that. So he's wearing the number 17. So there's some interesting numbers around it as well. So I just wanted to see what the cards thought. Eric Cantona.
You bet. He made a deal. He made a deal. He was approached, or maybe he approached actually.
Okay.
But he must have known some deeper things that we are now finding out, because he made a deal with the good guys. He knew things and he wanted out.
Good on him.
So, yeah. So he made a deal with these guys. And I feel like it's going to be a real shocker how many people in entertainment, sports, and like we're going to find out so many more people did this. But yeah, he made a deal. He either was approached by what we call the white hats, or he literally approached them because he knew about goings on he wanted to share. Okay,
awesome. Well, the numbers confirm that for me. So Eric Cantona comes to 103, which comes to Princess. It always makes me think of Princess Diana. But Eric Cantona, a white hat, comes to 198, comes to Calm Before the Storm, it comes to President Trump. So I thought, hey, and he's wearing the number 17 on his shirt, so very interesting. Okay, thank you for that. So there's another guy, Boy George, the musician, the singer, Boy George from Culture Club. So he was very big in the 80s. I'm feeling that he could be a white hat as well. And some of the reason for that is because he's very positive towards Melania Trump. And when President Trump finished The Apprentice and it went to Arnold Schwarzenegger, Boy George was in the first Apprentice with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And but he's spoken about it since and said that, he really liked Melania, and he said he would have even done the show even if it was Donald Trump doing it. And some interesting things about the numbers for Boy George. Boy George comes to 99, comes to Patriot, and Culture Club, which is the band that he was in originally, comes to 138. And he follows a lot of the good Patriots that have stepped out on Twitter, I've noticed. So I just wanted to ask where George is. Hello, George,
Yeah, so he's definitely a good guy. I feel like he might have been pulled into the bad stuff at an early age, but recognized what it was. So yeah, it stressed him out. I feel like a woman handled him at an early age, and it would make sense because if you think about the Culture Club and the way he dressed and everything, they were really trying to promote, that kind of stuff. We won't say the word, but they were trying to promote, because they like to play around with people's original, what they were born.
Switch it around.
They like to switch. They like to switch things around. And I feel like they were trying to popularize, not because it's good for people, but because it was to their own agendas. And we're finding out demonic agendas they had for that. It has nothing to do with freeing humanity to be really who they are. None of that. It's all propaganda.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Okay, so that's another one that Boy George, excellent. And if you're listening, George, we'll get you on the show with me and Janine sometime. That'd be awesome. Okay, another chap is Kevin De Bruyne. He's a current soccer player for Manchester City. He's probably their best player, and he wears number 17, and he looks very, very similar to Prince Harry. He's actually jokingly been called Prince Harry, and he's referred to himself as Prince Harry. Now, on the board, in terms of time, it looks like there's maybe a 6 or 7 year age gap between Prince Harry and Kevin De Bruyne. But the interesting numbers on this is Kevin De Bruyne comes to, if you do Harry Windsor, so Harry Windsor comes to 172. If you do Kevin De Bruyne, 155 plus 17 on his back, takes you to 172 again. So this came to me in the week. I was looking at it and I was like, okay. So I'm wondering, is Kevin De Bruyne, is he a white hat? And even more interestingly, is he somehow connected to Prince Harry?
He's undercover. So he's undercover working for the good.
Yes.
So that sounds like he may not technically be a white hat, but he works for the good of humanity. But he's been doing it undercover. Okay. And I feel like he was also approached in the past.
Okay.
Because we got this, he was approached somehow. And we'll look at the situation with why. Well, I mean, he might just look like Harry, but let's have a look at if there's some kind of connection there.
Yeah.
Wow, we got all these aces here. Aces. This is really weird. Really weird. I wonder if he shares a mother. Now, remember, I don't know. Prince Harry's dad is definitely not who they say his dad is. I don't believe his dad. Okay.
Yeah. Prince
Harry. But does he share a mother with Prince Harry? Okay, so that's really interesting. Wow. Or from the mother line. So the other way you could read that. 2 aces. So from the mother line, he might be from the mother line. So he may be related somehow through the mother. Yeah. So that sounds like through Princess Diana.
Wow. Can we delve into?
Or the other way you could think about that is we think that Harry got swapped a long time ago. So I wonder if the new Harry in place, reason this guy looks like him is he's somehow related through the mother of that Harry. Okay. So it's all so convoluted with those royals.
Yeah.
There is some kind of connection there.
Okay. How about if we ask the direct question, is Kevin De Bruyne the real original Prince Harry that perhaps got swapped out when he was very young?
This is really weird. Okay, so there's not a yes in the first 3 cards. So, but there's some kind of relationship there. So this is the dark cult card and the card of those families, et cetera, et cetera. And this is a really unique. There's a really unique situation occurring. I think he was born to a cult family. So there's a unique cult family, and maybe they even used, in a really unique way, they could have used some kind of situation where they're manipulating things to get somebody to look like. It's almost like they were wanting to present this guy as Prince Harry in the future. So don't forget, they like to create their bloodline to, like, it's so convoluted. Like, it feels really convoluted in a really unique way. he's somehow related and or he was created, but by the dark guy's side, the bad guy's side, to maybe eventually replace Harry.
Okay.
If somebody needed it. So what I used to get when I looked at the Royals a lot, I used to get, they had several, like for instance, this guy that was found all, I can't say the word, using a pow. So he'd been gone after, I think it was in either Ireland or Scotland, and he was found passed over. Again, I got to be careful with words. He was found, and he had been claiming that he was the real Prince Harry. What I got around that guy was that he had been MK altered to potentially be used as a swap. Then they decided not to use him. Okay. And I thought that there were 3 different people they did that to. This was one of them. And he really believed that the programming. So that's why he was found to be yelling at Prince Charles and saying he's the real son of Diana, etc. Anyway, so he was MK altered. This is what I got. And this is before I was red pilled. I was getting stuff. Okay. So now the pieces all come together. I didn't use the word MK altered when I did the thing, but what I got was he was brainwashed to believe he was. So this is another one of those Harrys.
Okay. Interesting. So, but Kevin De Bruyne, the footballer, is working for the White Hats, and okay, awesome.
He got pulled in by good guys, so they probably undid some of that, whatever happened to him.
Awesome, good. Well, Janine, that's been fascinating. It's been a quick little show, but we're going to do another one in this. Well, we'll see. We're going to do the Tom Numbers show in a second. But did you have any closing remarks for anyone?
Wow. Just remember, nothing's as it's presented. If the royal family tells you something or something's known to be true about them, it's likely completely not true.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think like the guy we're looking at that's parading around there as supposedly why aren't people noticing that Prince William and his wife there, Catherine, aren't even remotely the same people?
Yeah.
Doesn't look anything like him or her. It's like, come on, you guys. Where are these people? I want to know. Yeah.
And how can people find you, Janine?
Tarot by Janine channel. They can be watching that channel. That's where you can find me, or you can find me on Sending Ravens with Tarot by Janine. Watch out for the imposters though, because they use my face on lots of different, just look at the undertitle and make sure it's not, the real Tarot by Janine is actually called Tarot by Janine, and Sending Ravens with Tarot by Janine. And that's where they can find me. Also, I'm on Patreon. They can find me, Janine Morajo on Patreon. Yeah.
Okay. I'll put all those links below. I always put your links for both your channels up. So I'll put all those in the description below, and go over to Sending Ravens and Tarot by Janine. So awesome. Thanks, Janine. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Okay.